I think one Bitcoin is worth one Bitcoin. That's an important denominator. We don't know how much $1 is worth. We've got quantitative easing. We've got all kinds of policies that dilute the actual number of dollars that are in the marketplace. So all the dollar has going for it is the U.S. government will take it for payment of taxes.
Okay, I want to flip this around then. I can mine, supposedly I can mine a Bitcoin today in a place like Norway, where energy is cheap, for about $1,250. So it seems to me if it costs me $1,250 to mine one of these coins, there's something amiss here at $15,000.
That's competition. So you have an incentivized economic model where people are coming in to provide security to a network. They're literally paid. You know, think of the tragedy of the commons. How do you incentivize people's selfishness? How do you do that? You know, people will come with their lamb and they'll eat all the grass and all that stuff. Here you have people that provide their computers to the network and they actually get paid to provide security to this network. Think of what banks spend on security for their networks. It's unbelievable. It's astronomical.
Right.
So that's what's happening with Bitcoin. You've got people that are plugging their computers into this network and they're getting paid to provide security. And the reason why it's getting more expensive is because more and more computers are attracted to these jobs to mine. These are jobs for machines. These machines are coming in there to mine this stuff.
I have a geopolitical question, though, because we now know that North Korea is behind the WannaCry attack of May, and that part of that attack was to get Bitcoins from people who were operating in the system. Is there a risk that if you have your computer plugged into this network and the sanctions continue and increase and North Korea becomes a larger part of this Bitcoin network, that you could get swept up in that too?
Well, one of the neat things that's happened with Bitcoin since it started, one of these unintended consequences, is this security of private keys. People say, is it a currency? Is it a commodity? What a lot of the cryptocurrency world is saying is that cryptographic keys are becoming currency, that the wallets themselves, that's what they do. They manage cryptographic keys. They generate, store cryptographic keys. Bitcoin is the widest deployment of public key cryptography in the history of the world used by civilians. And this is one of the interesting things that's happened since Bitcoin came onto the scene. Individuals protecting their own keys has become a business opportunity. And you've got exchanges, you've got all these businesses that are doing really well for us to protect our own keys.
But if dealing in an asset that touches North Korea is considered money laundering, I mean, what does that mean?
There is no center to Bitcoin in that sense. So you have to start accepting that there are differences here. The power for us to authenticate ourselves and use a key to identify ourselves.
Intrinsic in what you're saying is that Bitcoin, because of blockchain, can't be hacked. Now, I made that assumption along with everybody else that this is the pure play on security. And I'm sitting with an IO expert in Seattle last week, just at a lunch, talking about this phenomenon. And she said she's a CEO of a company that is hired by S&P companies to hack their systems. Anything digital anywhere in the world can be hacked, including Bitcoin. Is that a true statement or not?
Bitcoin itself, no. The on-ramps have been hacked. So exchanges, wallets, to get access to the keys. Bitcoin itself, you know, think of it as a law of nature argument. Bitcoin is so elegant and simple. So because of that, we have this wonderful technology that has never been hacked, and it's attacked all the time.
But let me ask you a different question then about the key story, which is, so there's going to be 21 million Bitcoins in total. I know some cryptographers and others who now believe that at least 3 or 4 million keys have effectively been lost and lost for life, which means actually that the market cap of Bitcoin is actually higher than reality.
And they can never be recovered, right?
They can never be recovered.
It's like the guy in London who's searching through garbage for $90 million.
So all of a sudden, there could be 3 or 4 million Bitcoins that have gone missing.
Oh, that's true.
And are sitting on like thumb drives in people's
So that means blockchain doesn't work. It's supposed to be an audit trail that you can go back and get your key. Right?
No, not that you can go back and get your key, that you can have a system of record for all transactions. Think of...
Well, why can't you find the one where I lost my 90 million?
You can find the transaction where it stops. You can't find the key that would allow another block to come into the chain.
That doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy. Losing 90 million could be material.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we're learning about, how to do multi-sig transactions. A lot of these exchanges are developing technology so that you can have a key, I can have a key, and then that will make the transaction happen. So there is some backup